Spurgeon here with RevZilla TV to talk to you today about the Saddlemen Stealth Seat available at RevZilla.com. So the Saddlemen Stealth Seat is going to be for you sport touring riders out there that want a comfort upgrade over your stock seat while still maintaining the performance when you get to the corners. The Stealth Seat has you covered. It's going to be a nice comfort upgrade for any of you out there on FJRs, Kawasaki concourses, again, those big sport touring rides. If you want to know if this seat will work for your bike, make sure you're using the bike finder on our website. It'll get you set up with the right seat every time. Now, once you have the right seat for your bike, install on this, it's going to be less than a 1 out of 3 on our BSD, or beard scale of difficulty for installation. It'll take about 15 minutes to get the old seat off, swap a few parts over, and put the new seat on. We'll talk more about install at the end. Right now, let's jump in and talk about what sets the Stealth Seat apart from other seats out there in Saddlemen's lineup. So Saddlemen has been manufacturing motorcycle seats for over 27 years. They're located in Southern California, and they really do a great job from start to finish, developing, designing, and manufacturing all these seats in the United States. And what you get is a really nice handmade product as a result. So the Stealth Seat is really going to fall in the middle ground in Saddlemen's lineup. It's going to be a little bit more comfort-oriented than something like the Gel Channel Sports Seat, and it's going to be a little bit more performance-oriented than something like the Gel Channel Tech. So keep that in mind, and it's really designed for you big sport touring riders out there. So what you're going to see first and foremost is that the covering on this is going to be their saddle hide covering. It's going to be a nice marine grade vinyl. So they use marine grade vinyl and not leather because marine grade vinyl, it just holds up better over time. Leather has a tendency to fade, to crack, and it just doesn't look as well. And marine grade vinyl, from the time you buy this seat until the time you get rid of your bike, it's going to look just as nice and just as new. Now you will see this differ depending on what bike you have. The marine grade vinyl on this one, this is for a Kawasaki concourse, is going to have this nice kind of a carbon fiber look to it. Some of the seats out there are going to have more of a traditional leather look to. So again, depending on what seat you have out there, you're either going to have this marine grade vinyl or you're going to have that imitation style leather look to it. Now once you get underneath this, you're going to have two different layers. Saddlemen is going to start by giving you their Black Magic foam, and that's going to be the base layer, the suspension layer for the long haul. Now in that, they're going to actually impregnate their saddle gel. So you have a foam base with the gel impregnated in there, and that's going to give you the comfort. So what you have is a seat that you can really kind of throw around in the corners once you get to the twisties, but for those long haul stretches, you're going to have a nice comfortable seat, not just for you, but also for your passenger. You're also going to see that there's a nice step design to this. So you're going to have a little bit of a backrest. So again, as you're hauling along on the straightaways, you're just going to have a little bit of a comfort here. Your passenger is going to have a nice little bump, and overall it has a nice sporty look to the entire thing. So let's flip this over now and take a look at the bottom. On the bottom of this, you're going to see this is going to be a gel-coated fiberglass. Depending on the seat, Saddlemen's either going to use a gel-coated fiberglass or an ABS plastic. What you need to know is that it's super rigid compared to your stock offering, giving you a nice suspension base to build on. The one nitpick that I have here is that the underneath of the seat doesn't quite look as finished as the rest of it. You're going to see in some places they bound the edges, but up front they didn't. They just left the vinyl kind of loose. So I know that you're not going to see this on the seat, so it's not that big of a nitpick, but just something to keep an eye out for. Once you have it on your actual bike, it's going to look great and it's going to perform well. Now that's going to take us into installation. Installing this, like I talked about in the beginning, it's going to be less than a 1 out of 3 on our BSD, our beard scale of difficulty, and that's simply because they designed this to work as an OEM replacement. You are going to notice you have a few little components here that you're going to have to swap out. You're going to take your old seat off, swap out a few little mounting pieces, and slide the new seat on. It shouldn't take you more than 15 minutes in your garage using a few simple hand tools. The last thing I want to say is that this seat, depending on which bike you have, can lower your seat height anywhere from about 1/4 of an inch to 3/4 of an inch. So again, you want to make sure you keep that in mind before you put this seat on your bike. All in all, I think Saddlemen did a really good job giving you a nice seat that's going to upgrade the comfort over your stock offerings. There's a lot of folks out there using Saddlemen seats. If you'd like to hear more about what they have to say, do me a favor and click below. Read other riders' thoughts about the Saddlemen seats they have on their motorcycles. If you have more questions for us, never hesitate, get us on the phone, give us a call, 877-792-9455, or simply type us out an email, cs@RevZilla.com. Thank you for joining us for this look at the Saddlemen Stealth Seat. I'm Spurge. Enjoy the ride.